Gentlemen, please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. We invite all active military and all veterans to please salute the flag for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome Reading Fightin' Phil's fans, an earlier start today because we get 2 for the price of 1 today, a doubleheader beginning at 4:30 here. We'll take a 30-minute break between 2 games, and then we'll be back in action. 2 against the Akron RubberDucks, making up for a rain out on Wednesday night. It is Francisco Morales who takes them out here for the Reading Fightin' Phils in Game 1. Both of these games are going to be 7 innings. Those are the rules this season, and this is our 5th doubleheader. In 2021, I've known teams that have had 6 or 7, so I'll consider ourselves lucky with just 5 so far this season. 14 more home games left as we get ready to take part in game number 88 of 120 this season, and this will be game number 4 of the series against the Akron RubberDucks, who lead 3-0. So Reading will still be looking for their first win of the series here in this 6-game set. So we'll play 2 today and then 1 more tomorrow to wrap things up against the Cleveland AA affiliate. Morales throwing to Jack Conley behind the plate tonight. He caught in yesterday's game. Josh Steven remains out in left field. Jalen Ortiz shifts back to center with Grenny Kumana joining us in right field today. Matt Kroon over at the hot corner because Chris Cornelius gets the afternoon off. Madison Stokes changing it up at second base. Bryson Stott will remain at shortstop, and Luke Miller is going to play over at first today. And that'll be your defensive plays for the Reading Fightin' Phils, who are wearing their Throwback Thursday black R-Train uniforms. These are the favorite. This is what I've heard is the favorite uniform from the players, not only in look but in feel. I think it just lays right, especially for pitchers, not too uncomfortable for the range of motion. And I think a fan favorite as well. Everyone likes that black R-Train uniform. So we'll get ready for 2 today. Morales, glove above his head as he takes a deep breath. Stephen Kwan steps in. He'll lead things off as he's done the past 3 games. Morales kicks and fire. The first offering a little bit upstairs. It's a ball at 4:32 this afternoon. Stephen Kwan showing signs of bunt, but he pulled back. As Morales kicks and fires offering number 2. This one a called strike on the inside corner. It's 83 degrees here in Reading. It is nice and sunny. A few clouds in the sky. It's humid. So the balls are going to fly yet again as Kwan takes an offering outside. But it's not as bad as it's been the past few days, I'll say. Certainly not the worst we've seen, the 2-1. As Morales comes back inside for a called strike, the count evens at 2. And there is a slight breeze here. It's left to right coming inside. Jack Conley. Looks like Morales' pitch broke through his glove as he's pointing to the trainer. They're going to go get his backup glove. In the meantime, Colby Fitch is going to pass his off. Morales broke the glove of Jack Conley. Looks like he pulled some strings off of it. And so he's got a backup glove right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Morales comes in. Quan deep to left field, tracking back. Steven on the run. He'll make the catch. 1 away. Here for the number 2 prospect in the organization for the Reading Fightin' Phils. Number 3 in Philadelphia, Francisco Morales. Very exciting. He's looked great in the past few outings he's had. Started off the season struggling a little bit, but has really found his groove. He's had the pitches, just had to kind of settle in after a longer off season than expected. And hopefully we'll see a good outing from him today. This is his 17th start of the season, 18th appearance, as Rocchio ices 1 foul. The count 1-1. He's pitched the most innings for Reading, 65, and has thrown for the most strikeouts, 85. Although James MacArthur not too far behind after yesterday. It called strike number 2 to Rocchio. And Morales takes a deep breath. We'll get the sign from Conley, who sets up on the outside part of the plate. The pitch comes inside. Rocchio's hands get tied up with it, but he gets enough on it to punch it foul. Morales 3rd in the league in strikeouts with 85. Only Otto from Somerset and Aller from Binghamton are ahead now. Otto no longer playing in Double-A. This one is poked up the left field line, but it's about 2 feet foul that way. And I'll say this, in this at-bat, Rocchio is putting them all over the field right now, just none in fair territory. So the count 1 ball and 2 strikes right now. Substitute umpire tonight, Brian DeBrouwer, covering for Emil Jimenez. And that is strike number 3 to Rocchio. So MacArthur picks up his 86th strikeout of the season and his first in today's ball game. Out number 2 in the first. Morales has always struggled in the first inning, but if he's able to get out of it, he can really settle down well. His overall ERA a 6.65, and his first inning ERA a 7.88. So typically can settle in a little bit after the firsts, offering to Lavastida a little bit high. And this one will come home down low. A roster move for Reading as Colton Eastman reinstated from the injured list. Exciting to have him back. He went down with a fractured right index finger on June 15th. And that unfortunately happened while he was bunting up with the plate during a game. It was a game where pitchers were batting, and on a bunt attempt, he took a pitch off of his right index finger. And it's been a long road for recovery for Eastman. He's been cleared for play for a little bit, but needed to get his arm strength back. He wasn't able to grip a baseball in that time, so they did a lot of different mechanisms to help him stay ready. As this is a pop-up out to shortstop, Bryson Stott takes a couple steps back, and a 1-2-3 inning of work for Francisco Morales to shut down the RubberDucks. We'll take a short break before we get up to action with the Reading Fightin' Phils.
The Reading Fightin' Phils birthday party package is the best way to celebrate a birthday. Whether you are a youngster or an adult, there is no better birthday than a Fightin's birthday. The Fightin's Fan Birthday Package is customizable for fans of any age and starts at just $120. Base packages include 10 general admission tickets to a Fightin's home game, an autographed baseball, and a VIP reserved parking spot. Fans can also add a wide variety of experiences and options to make sure your favorite Fightin's fan's birthday is a grand slam.
Customers Bank is a proud continued partner of the United Way of Berks County and the Ready, Set, Read initiative. Ready, Set, Read programs focus on improving literacy skills for children from birth through 3rd grade. The Fundamentals of Reading are a community-wide initiative that bring together schools, businesses, organizations, and individuals throughout our area to improve early grade reading success. Customers Bank and the United Way of Berks County are committed to reading success and urge you and your business to support this worthwhile initiative. For more information on Ready, Set, Read and how you can become involved, please visit ReadySetReadBerks.org And thank you, Customers Bank, for your continued support.
Well, we're back here in the bottom of the first. Francisco Morales got a 1-2-3 to get out of it quickly, so Reading has an opportunity to get up on the board first, and they will send Madison Stokes to start it off first. Then Bryson Stott, Jalen Ortiz, and Josh Steven is going to be our pitcher in the cleanup spot, or our batter, in the cleanup spot tonight. On the mound, Peyton Battenfield for the RubberDucks. He is the number 29 prospect, so a lot of prospects in today's game coming up big on both sides. And Battenfield will be throwing to La Vestita, who we saw last night. Stephen Kwan, Will Brennan, and Jonathan Engelman left to right in the outfield. Jose Fermin, Rocchio, Monasterio, and Gonzalez, same infield as last night. Madison Stokes will step in the batter's box. He had a solo shot last night, and he's looking to do it again, he told me. Which, why wouldn't he be? 9 home runs on the season for Madison Stokes. Luke Miller still leads the team with 11. Ground ball left side. Fermin across the diamond, a good stretch by Gonzalez. But he comes off the bag, and Madison Stokes runs it out. So we'll start off with a base runner here in the bottom of the first. Great running by Madison Stokes. The throw was up the line by Fermin. And a nice stretch from Gonzalez, but had to come off the bag to make sure the ball didn't get past him. And on the first play of the Fightin' Phil's game, already a decision for our scorekeeper, as Bryson Stott heads up to the plate. Stott in the lefty batter's box to face the righty Battenfield. And that is actually the first game in which Madison Stokes is the leadoff batter. And in the leadoff spot, he gets on first. That is an error by Jose Fermin. Throwing error because Gonzalez had to come off to catch it. And there's a runner on with nobody out. Stott takes a called strike outside, 1-1. Nice crowd here for game 1 of the doubleheader. Earlier start, 2 for the price of 1 today. But you get to see a lot of good baseball here. The RubberDucks are in their road gray pants and aqua blue jerseys. It says RubberDucks across the front, and it is a aqua blue hat with the duck logo. Very bright, and contrasts well against Reading's throwback R-Train jerseys. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Bryson Stott, nobody out, and a runner on here in a scoreless bottom of the first. Stott chases, does he go around? And the umpire at third, which is Kelvis Velez, says no. So DeBrouwer behind the plate tonight. He's covering for Emil Jimenez, a former AAA umpire. Kelvis Velez at third, and Steve Jasinski manning the first base territory. Battenfield, the righty, sends the 2-2 to Stott. He drives this deep to left field. Kwan going back. He's at the warning track. He'll make the catch. Stokes forced to hustle back to first. And Stott had 2 home runs in yesterday's game. Almost had a third one right then and there. Here's Jalen Ortiz now. So there'll be a runner on first with 1 away here in a scoreless bottom of the first. Ortiz takes the first pitch strike in the righty batter's box. Time is called. The second baseman, Monasterio, shaded a bit more towards the actual bag at second. And the wind is pushing against Ortiz right now, coming into the ballpark left to right. Battenfield sends one home. Ortiz back into the net behind the plate, and he falls behind 0-2. Scoreless top of the first. Reading trying to strike here early. They did so last night with Bryson Stott's solo homer in the bottom of the first, but by the end of the game, Akron had overpowered Reading. 9-3. Stokes on first. One away, the 0-2 upstairs. Ortiz holds off. That's ball number 1. Battenfield stands up tall. He'll have to throw out of the stretch here in the bottom of the first. Down to Ortiz. Sends this one foul. Looks like it's going to go into the stands. And a fan makes a one-handed catch. Gets the cheers of the crowd. Nice way to start off the ball game. Stokes will take a couple steps off of first. Had 2 stolen bases on the season, and right then and there Battenfield going to come back to first with a pickoff attempt, though not in time. Battenfield gets the sign from Lavastida behind the plate. Now he comes home to Ortiz, rips it down the left field line, all the way to Stephen Kwan. Heading for second is Madison Stokes, and a hard hit line drive from Jalen Ortiz is Reading's first hit of the day, as Madison Stokes, who reached on an error, shifts to second. And here is Josh Stephen now with 2 on and 1 out. Now, Peyton Battenfield was originally drafted by the Houston Astros in the 9th round back in 2019, so that is where he got his start. And he's played on 3 different affiliates since then, or organizations since then, I should say, as he was traded to the Tampa Bay Rays along with Cal Stevenson and Austin Pruitt. This ball is hit well deep into right field, coming over Engelman, and both runners forced to go back. A long fly ball from Josh Stephen results in out number 2. And here's Grenny Kumana. The Fightins are down to their final out here in the bottom of the first. So Battenfield and Cal Stevenson traded to the Rays for Austin Pruitt. Then he spent, a season there, 2020. And then the Rays traded him to the Cleveland Indians. And so that's how he has ended up where he is today. Only really his second-ish year in pro ball, and he's already played in 3 different spots. 6'4", 224 on the mound, a big presence as he sends a first pitch strike into Grenny Kumana. Stokes on second, Jalen Ortiz on first. Here's the offering. Kumana fouls it back onto the roof. You can hear it slam, and that is strike number 2. Scoreless here in the bottom of the first. Reading trying to strike early. He's taking his time on the mound, getting ready to work. Now he'll set up his glove at his chest. Look back at Stokes on second. He'll come home here to Kumana upstairs, and we'll get to go again. Peyton Battenfield, the brother of Blake Battenfield, who plays in the White Sox organization. He's also in Double-A. That's the Birmingham Barons. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kumana. He'll send it high in the sky, but it's going to come foul. So he'll have another opportunity to go again. 2 runners on and 2 outs here for Reading. Scoreless top of the first. And it's Granny Kumana who digs in the righty batter's box. Here's the 1-2. It's a blooper that'll stay in the infield. The pitcher, Battenfield, going to make the play himself, and that will retire the Fightins in the bottom of the first. They strand 2 on the base paths. We're going scoreless to the top of the second.
Gear up for the Fightin Phils season. Visit the Brentwood Industries Fightin Phils team store at FirstEnergy Stadium, or check out our online store 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at rphils.com/shop. We have a wide variety of Fightin Phils hats, t-shirts, kids apparel, and more. Looking for something new? Check out our latest selection of Los Luchadores de Reading and Reading hot dog gear, plus throwback black R-Trains R-Phils attire. Root for your Fightins in style. Stop by the Brentwood Industries Fightins team store or rphils.com/shop.
The Reading Fightin Phils, in conjunction with Savage 61 Fiesta Fridays, are proud to partner with the eXp Realty Group throughout the 2021 season. Visit their convenient website at brgpa.com. The custom search bar makes house hunting online easier than ever, and their talented team of agents is here to answer all your questions. Call them today at 610-926-8610. eXp Realty Group is a proud partner of the Reading Fightin Phils at all 7 Savage 61 Fiesta Friday games during the 2021 season. eXp Realty Group, where every move matters.
Savage Auto Groups is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin Phils. Our large inventory and wide selection of models, along with competitive pricing, allow us to make great deals on many vehicle makes and models. Visit Savage 61, Kia, and L&B in Berks County for all your automotive needs.
Top of the second, we are scoreless at FirstEnergy Stadium. Morales 1-2-3'd the Akron RubberDucks in the top of the first. Reading threatened in the bottom half, but they failed to score, and both pitchers, Morales 16 pitches, Battenfield 18, kind of at the same spot, but very different first innings, which I can always find interesting. You know, everyone does it different ways, and it did not look like Monasterio was ready for that first pitch. He was kind of standing straight up in the batter's box, and he took a called strike outside, did not get the time he requested, it seems like. And so he takes a ball from Morales. That evens the count 1-1. He'll drive this one into center field. We'll see if it hangs up long enough for Ortiz to make the play, and it does. So that is a quick out, number 1 for Francisco Morales. Morales relies on a hot fastball and a very excellent, nasty slider. Lots of movement, lots of horizontal movement. And Battenfield, mid-range fastball, but he really works with vertical movement. He's got that curveball. Both of them, though, do induce a lot of swings and misses. As Morales comes home to Bo Naylor. Ball outside. We haven't seen Will Benson since day 1. Hasn't hit the injured list or anything like that, as Naylor drives this one into right field. It'll drop in front of Kumana. And that's the first hit of the evening for Akron. They'll have a runner on first with one away. Here's Jose Fermin. Now, Morales not a big ground ball guy, but we have seen him get a few double plays so far this season, and obviously this would be a big opportunity for one just to continue his scoreless stretch. And the first pitch to Fermin is downstairs. He's going to turn his whole body around to look back at the runner on first, and now he'll come home inside, ball number 2. In his last outing, he worked 6 innings, a 4-hit ball, 2 runs on the scoreboard, and 9 strikeouts. And that was the longest pitch count for a Fightinville. 89 pitches. Haven't seen anybody throw more than 89. And he pitches the 3rd straight ball to Fermin. Fermin's been dangerous. 2 home runs against Reading so far. Ups his average to 269. And 4 balls from Morales will walk Fermin down to first. It's the first free pass issued today. As Naylor heads to second, there's 2 on and 1 out here for Will Brennan. It would be great if we could get Morales goes through 6 today. It's only a 7-inning contest here in back-to-back games, so that pretty much covers half the game with a shortened roster for Reading, just 26 players. And then, of course, Dominguez on a minor league or a major league rehab assignment. Coming home, Morales downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Out of the stretch here, he'll look over at the runner on second. Naylor, now he comes home. This time a back foot slider. Brennan does not chase. 2 balls, no strikes. That's 6 straight balls. Here from Francisco Morales. Now, he did just walk Fermin, but he's about 1 for 2 in his strikeout to walk ratio. So for every 2 strikeouts, he walks 1 batter. And now he'll get a called strike. 93 on the radar gun. Grazes the plate. As he looks for out number 2 in the top of the second. Scoreless here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Takes a deep breath, he'll come home inside. That's ball number 3. Jack Conley's going to come out for just a second to talk to his starter. Got a plan of attack here against Will Brennan, who's been one of the few players that has not hit a home run here at FirstEnergy Stadium for the RubberDucks in this series, and we'll see if Morales can keep it that way. Yesterday he was 1 for 5 with an RBI single. Another back foot slider from Morales is ball 4, and that will load the bases as Brennan walks down to first. Back-to-back walks from Francisco Morales as Naylor heads to third, Fermin to second, and Brennan on first. The bases are loaded here for Marcos Gonzalez, and now we will see a visit from the pitching coach, Brad Bergeson, here in the top of the second. Gonzalez does have a home runner from, and it does look like they might have changed the order here, so Jonathan Engelman is going to be the batter. So, good catch there by our PA announcer. As Jonathan Engelman heads up, so got to change that in my scorebook. As Engelman takes a called strike to start things off. Bases are loaded here. Morales trying to get out of this inning clean. A down and away slider in the dirt is strike number 2, and Jack Conley with a great stop behind the dish, or else it would have gone all the way to the backstop. Instead, it's just strike number 2 here to Engelman, who's also hit a home run against the Fightin' Phils in this series. Another down and away. This time, Engelman not fooled. Doesn't chase. Bases loaded here, scoreless in the top of the second. There's just 1 out on the board. Morales gets a swing and a miss. A big out number 2 from Francisco Morales, his second strikeout of the game. And a big out number 2 pickup. Marcos Gonzalez heading up. And Morales kicks and fires to the righty. Another strike, an off-speed pitch. Induces a swing and a miss from Gonzalez. Batting .244 coming into today's contest. Does have 14 RBIs to his name with the bases loaded. Morales comes home again. A called strike at the knees. And he is dealing here, trying to get out of the top of the second clean and strand 3 runners on the base paths. Gonzalez checks his swing, but he does not go around. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It is 4:57, and the men from International Fireworks are setting up for tonight's Mega Blast show that will happen after game number 2 today. They've got so much to set up for the largest fireworks show at FirstEnergy Stadium. He comes home with the 1-2, ground ball left side, it's foul. And good thing it is, because it bounced right over the head of Matt Kroon. Wind blowing in from center field here. Naylor on third, Fermina on second, Brennan on first. There's 2 outs on the board. Morales takes a deep breath. The 1-2 down and away. That's ball number 2. And a big strikeout against Engelman. And he'll try to get out of this inning clean, as he's going to have to work a little bit. Comes home, ground ball left side. Bryson Stotts all over it. They'll go for the easy out at second. And the bases are loaded for the Akron RubberDucks, and Morales will leave them that way as no runs cross in the top of the second. Akron stranding 3. And as we go to the bottom half, Reading looking to score first.
What does it mean to bank locally with Tompkins? It means keeping your money in your community with a team of neighbors to guide you through big decisions and milestones, plus all the convenience of our mobile app where you can manage your account, deposit checks remotely, send money to family and friends, even turn your card off if it gets misplaced, then back on when you find it. Ready to bank locally with the team at Tompkins? Visit Tompkins Vist Bank online or at a branch to get started. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Copa de la Diversión is an initiative of MILB which creates alternate identities for teams across the country wishing to better reach out to their Latino communities. The new identity represents more than a luchador. Luchar means to fight for, and luchador translates to fighter. But it also signifies a specific type of fighter, a masked wrestler. The mask logo pays tribute to some of the most notable elements of the city of Reading. Embodied in the luchador's masks is Reading's pagoda, surrounded by 23 sun rays representing the Latin American countries and Puerto Rico. Down the bridge of the nose is Reading's fire tower. Home plate serves as a luchador's mouth, with FirstEnergy Stadium's facade creating the upper lip. Below the chin are train tracks, symbolic of the historic Reading Railroad. And along the side are baseball seams, a nod to Baseball Town's rich history. Fans can look forward to the R-Phil's players suiting up in Los Luchadores de Reading caps and jerseys on specific games throughout the season.
That Francisco Morales was able to get out of the top of the second inning scoreless after loading the bases, and that is staying calm in the face of adversity, fans. So Morales gets out of the inning clean, and now Reading had another opportunity to get on the board first. They do have 1 hit to their name, and Matt Kroon is going to lead them off. Peyton Battenfield pitches a ball downstairs. Went to Oklahoma State back before he got drafted. And it's really where he became, well, he was mainly a reliever back in Oklahoma State, and then when he got drafted initially, by the Astros, that's when he became a real starter. As Kroon chases. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kroon fouls one back behind home plate. And the count will stay 1-2. Won the Big 12 championship with OSU in 2017. Pitched a scoreless inning in the title game versus Texas. And the 1-2, a called strike 3 right down the middle, and Kroon knew it. That's the first K for Battenfield. And here's Luke Miller now. Battenfield, a pretty solid arsenal. He's got that fastball and the curveball that we talked about. Working on a cutter over quarantine. And, of course, a changeup. A base hit up the right side. It'll drop in front of Engelman. Interesting, he didn't try to make the catch on the fly, but it drops in front of him, and that works out for Luke Miller. A base hit with 1 away here in the bottom of the second for Jack Conley now. Seen Conley lay down the sac bunt before. There's actually only 7 teams in all of minor league baseball, I was reading this morning, that do not have a sac bunt so far this season, and Conley does show signs of bunt there. Seen him up in this situation before. He pulls back, but it's strike number 1 anyways. Miller out on first, takes a couple of steps lead. Has not stolen a bag so far this season. Conley right up the middle, coming over Monasterio. They'll get the out at second, but not the out at first, so will go in as a fielder's choice for Jack Conley. A great play by the second baseman, showcasing lots of range to make the play back behind the bag, and he steps on the bag himself. So they'll get Miller at second, but they won't get Conley at first, so the inning is going to keep going with the youngster Oscar Gonzalez. Gonzalez first appeared in Double-A on Thursday and had its first base hit above rookie ball level. So batting .333 up here in Double-A. Pops the first one foul. Struck out twice that night. He was designated hitter then. He'll be the designated hitter now. And with Conley on first, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Battenfield comes home. Gonzalez swings through it, 95 miles an hour off the right-hander. Battenfield going to look back at Luke Miller on first. And here's the 0-2 offering. A called strike 3 will end the half inning. 2 strikeouts for Battenfield and Redding Strands. A runner on first, so scoreless to the third we go here at FirstEnergy Stadium.
Spend some quality time with the family by taking them out to a ball game every Sunday home game at FirstEnergy Stadium. Sundays are Burke's Packing Sunday Family Fun Days, presented by Classic Harley-Davidson. Get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for only $50 when purchased in advance. Burke's Packing is a family-owned and operated meat processor located here in Redding, specializing in hot dogs, ham, specialty meats, and more. Join us for Burke's Packing Sunday Family Fun Days at Sunday home games all season long here at FirstEnergy Stadium. The Fightin feature special post-game concerts throughout the entire season with more live music than anywhere else in Berks County. Each post-game concert features $1 off St. Boniface Brewing and live music on the T-Mobile stage. That's post-game concerts thanks to St. Boniface Brewing. From the cleanup position, there's no one better in the field than J.P. Mascaro & Son. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. Make our team your team, whether in a pinch or for the long haul. Like the Reading Fightin' Phils, we're the best in our field. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO.
Scoreless, we go into the top of the third inning. And just a friendly reminder to all my fans listening, if you're listening on one of the Fightin' Phils channels, thank you so much for joining us once again. But if you're listening on MILB.com, this is the broadcast of the home feed. And so if by chance, and hopefully not, the visiting team, the Akron RubberDucks, launches another home run, and again I say hopefully not, forgive me if I don't sound too enthused about another home run crossing for the Akron RubberDucks here at the home park. Stephen Kwan lifts this one high in the sky. It's not deep enough to be a home run. Brayson Stott will come and make the catch behind third base, and a quick one away for Francisco Morales.
Number 9, Brian Rocchio.
One hit on the board for Akron, 2 for the Fightin' Phils. No runs across. Akron does have an error to their name. And just a 7-inning game as we're in the top of the third right now. Morales hits the dirt for the first offering to Brian Rocchio. Fly ball deep to left field. Steven ranging over. Couple steps to his right. Out number 2 for Morales. Looking for another 1-2-3 inning of work. Gets the first and second out at the top of the order. And with 2 away, here's Brian Lavastida. Morales seems locked in. He is ready to go. Glove at the chest, waiting for the batter to step in. And a foul ball. That's strike number 1. The Philadelphia Phillies have an afternoon game, a 4 o'clock start. As Morales sends this offering outside, that evens the count, 1-1. And they take an early lead over the Reds. Ronald Torreyes, a solo shot in the bottom of the third, so Phillies up 1-0. Moving a little bit faster than we are, but got a half-hour earlier start. Lavastida chases down and away for strike number 2. Morales follows it up with a ball outside, so we'll keep you updated on the Phillies and the other affiliates not starting till later tonight. A full count now as Morales sends it offering in the dirt. He's looking to go 1-2-3 against the RubberDucks and put his team right back up to bat. And he'll kick and fire the payoff pitch to Lavastida, drilled into left field. Josh Steven on the run. It'll bounce off the wall. He'll chase it, and a stand-up double here for Lavastida will continue the top of the third inning. And with 2 outs on the board and a runner in a scoring position, here's Andrew Monasterio. And Monasterio has been the big bat in the lineup for Akron. Yesterday, 1 for 3. That one was a solo home run. Also had 2 walks and a stolen base. Had another home run on Thursday, along with 2 doubles as well. 4 RBIs on the day and 2 runs scored. And on Tuesday night, had another multi-hit evening. He'll chase an off-speed pitch from Francisco Morales, and he's down 0-2 here with a runner in scoring position. He leads the RubberDucks in RBI with a round 50. He's got a runner in scoring position now, but Morales looking for out number 3. Out of the stretch, he takes a deep breath, looks back at second. Now he's going to come home the 0-2, just a little bit below the knees, so we'll do it again. While Morales is setting up, Madison Stokes gets closer to the bag at second. He's kind of keeping on La Vestita. And then once Morales comes set, Stokes will shift back into the traditional second base position. Morales outside to Conley, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Stokes again going to range back towards second. Keep tabs on the catcher La Vestita, who's out there. And then as soon as Morales comes set, he'll shuffle back over. Monasterio cashes the end of this fastball and pokes it into the Fightin' Phil's dugout. So the count will remain 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs on the board here in the top of the third. We are scoreless at FirstEnergy Stadium. And here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Morales gets out of the third inning scoreless with his 3rd strikeout of the day. And now we will head into the bottom half. Reading, once again, will try to get on the board first.
From the cleanup position, there's no one better in the field than J.P. Mascaro & Son. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable quality hauling, disposal, and recycling service for your home or business. Make our team your team, whether in a pinch or for the long haul. Like the Reading Fightin' Phils, we're the best in our field. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO.
Join us as we celebrate Reading's Hispanic and Latino culture during 7 Friday home games this season. The Savage 61's Fiesta Fridays, presented by Alex Batanzas of eXp Realty, Humane Pennsylvania, Supportive Concepts for Families, Children's Home of Reading, and Mao Beer. Fiesta Fridays features special Los Luchadores de Reading uniforms, Hispanic and Latino food and music, and other cultural events throughout the ballpark. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL or visiting us at the Weidenhammer ticket office at FirstEnergy Stadium.
Every time you grab an ice-cold 20-ounce Pepsi, you'll find a Pepsi emoji on the side of the bottle. So while the Pepsi delivers this, the Pepsi emoji delivers this.
Ooh.
So go ahead, crack open a Pepsi and tell the world how you feel and what you love with Pepsi emojis. Say it with Pepsi.
To the bottom of the third, scoreless at FirstEnergy Stadium. Reading has 2 hits on the board, so do the Akron RubberDucks, but nobody has a run. Reading gonna send the top of their order back to work. Madison Stokes, who reached on an error in the first, will head up to the plate. Battenfield takes a minute to get set on the third base side of the rubber. The wind really pushing in now from left to right. And coming home to Stokes, he looks to lay down a bunt, but misses the first pitch, and that's strike number 1. Lots of kids in the pool already. And as a single admission doubleheader, I wonder if they're gonna stay in for both games. My guess is yes. Stokes takes a ball outside. We'll see if he goes for bunt again. He does not show signs, and he takes a ball in the dirt. Stokes, another ball down and away, and it's 3-1 here. Reading has a chance to put a runner on with no outs in the bottom of the third inning. Chases, though, strike number 290 off the hands of Battenfield, and it's a full count now. No outs in the bottom of the third. Here's the payoff pitch. It's upstairs, and Madison Stokes will take ball 4. That's the first free pass issued by Battenfield today. And Reading is going to have a runner on first with nobody out here for Bryson Stott. He had a long fly ball the opposite direction out to left. He had 2 opposite field home runs yesterday, which is pretty impressive for Bryson Stott to be able to really work the entire field of play, and that is going to help you become a lot more successful. Settle into the lefty batter's box. Battenfield out of the stretch will get a first pitch strike. Stott leading the team in batting average now, 267. And he gets a piece of this one, fouling it back, down 0-2. Stokes on first. There's nobody out in the bottom of the 3rd. Bryson Stott in the back of the lefty batter's box. Here's the 0-2. Ground ball right side. It's slow rolling. They're going to try to turn 2. They're going to just get 1 as it's picked up by the first baseman. He tosses it over to second, so it's a fielder's choice there from Bryson Stott as the lead runner, Madison Stokes, is retired. And here's Jalen Ortiz as Stott replaces Stokes on first, but now there's one away for Ortiz. He had a base knock back in the 1st. Late swing there by Ortiz is strike number 1. Gets a piece of it, sending it back into the net. They say about Battenfield in his bio in the top 30 prospects is that all of his pitches are pretty average, but because he has so many different pitches in his arsenal, he's really able to capitalize batters and can go through the lineup twice, 3 times successfully because he has so many different things to offer that even if he never gets a true plus pitch, he's still going to be a very dependable starter. And he's very efficient. I'll say here, just 39 pitches as he tries to get out of the 3rd. There's only 1 run on the board, but there is a runner on first. 1 out on the board, excuse me. Runner on first here. Scoreless in the bottom of the 3rd inning. He's working against Ortiz, who's down 0-2. A little chin music. Ortiz forced to back out, but does get out of the way in time, thankfully. And that's the first ball of the at-bat. Battenfield already induced 3 ground balls today. Swing and a miss. Ortiz will go down on strikes. And that is out number 2 here in this half inning as Josh Steven will come up with a runner on first and 2 away. Both teams 2 hits on the board, no runs though. Akron does have 1 error to their name. Steven had a long fly ball out to right his first time up, but caught gracefully by Engelman. And he'll send another deep fly ball out to right field, tracking back. Engelman this time, it's over the fence. And Josh Steven strikes first. A 2-run home run by Steven puts the Reading Fightin' Phils up by 2. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, a big home run from Josh Steven. Had a long fly ball in his first at-bat, but drives it another foot further over the fence. And 2 runs score as Bryson Stott also crosses the plate. And Reading, a 2-run lead with 2 outs. They'll send Grenny Kumana up to the plate. Battenfield comes home. Kumana shows signs of bunt. He pulls back, and it's ball number 1. That was Stevens' 7th home run here this season. And he'll actually take over the team RBI leaderboard. Kumana sends this one sky high. Steven, 34 RBIs on the season. It's in foul territory. Fermin tries to make the play over the fence, but not able to make the grab. So Kumana gets another attempt, albeit with 2 strikes now. Lots of long balls in this series. Yesterday, Reading had 3. Today, they'll tack on 1 early here. And Josh Stevens' 2-run blast puts Reading up by 2. Kumana takes the ball down and away. Just a 7-inning contest here in game 1 of the doubleheader. So a lot less time for both teams to work with. Kumana sends this one sky high. Fermin kind of trips, and it's going to be Rokia who makes the play in foul territory, but that is out number 3. Reading, though, on top thanks to Josh Steven. They lead by 2 as we go into the 4th inning at FirstEnergy Stadium.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are proud to partner with the Berks County Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and the prevention of suicide. With 3 simple words, are you okay? The hope is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide affects and hurts everyone, but help is here, and we'll work together to raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-236-0530. That's 610-236-0530.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Well, we're back in the top of the 4th inning. Reading takes a 2-0 lead, and I have a very special guest with me on the air. Why don't you tell the fans your name?
My name is Jacob Lauer.
Jacob is on the air today, and he's been having a really good time here at the ballpark. Why don't you tell us what you've done today?
So I kind of just got in here. Let's see. Well, we took a tour around.
You got to
all
take
the
a tour?
stuff.
That's awesome. What was the best part of the tour?
Just seeing the locker room with all
When
the
the
stuff.
clubhouse? That's sick.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, lots of guys in there. Bo Naylor takes 2 strikes from Morales to start off the 4th. So we were talking about off air, but we'll share with our fans. And we have a comment section so people can weigh in for us. What is your favorite ballpark food?
Macaroni.
Macaroni and cheese. Yeah, I think that's a good one too. I think I gotta go with our fries here at the park. They're like the shoestring, they're like the skinny ones. I think those are the best. Morales gets a big strikeout, and that is his, with my book, I'm on the wrong side. That's his 4th of the game, out number 1 here in the 4th inning. So You're gonna hit up the buffet. You're gonna get the mac and cheese, and then you already got the tour. You're gonna have to catch a foul ball. That's got to be on the list. You have to get a foul ball. Do you play any baseball? Do you play any sports?
I do actually play. I used to play soccer when I was young for I think about 3 years, and then just recently last year I started playing baseball, and I played about 3 seasons.
Wow, so I'm going to guess you play for Schuylkill Valley.
Yes.
This is all suited up in the Schuylkill Valley. Ground ball right up the middle, coming over Stokes onto first. It's a big out, number 2 for Morales. So you know the game pretty well by now. You've been playing for a couple of years.
Yep.
You want to try and do in the play-by-play?
No.
Wish we do it together?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do it together. Okay. So here's how I set it up. So we got Will Brennan coming up to the plate. He's a lefty, so I'll tell the fans he's getting into the lefty batter's box, just so they know, because our starter's a righty. So let's say, okay, he sets up. Here's the pitch. Swung on down the right field line. Miller on to the pitcher, Morales. He steps on the bag, a 1-2-3 inning of work here in the 4th, and he puts the Fightin' Phils right back up to bat. I bet you could do that. That's not too hard, right?
Maybe.
Maybe?
I'll give it a try.
All right, when you're down in the stands watching, you just do it in your head, all right? Or you say it to your family that's with you. You'll get some good broadcasting practice. Jacob, thanks for joining me on the air. Hope you enjoy the rest of the game. Maybe catch a hot dog from the crazy hot dog vendor, all right?
Hopefully.
Okay.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Feasers Incorporated, a family-owned, full-line food service distributor located in central Pennsylvania. Services restaurants, sporting facilities, theme amusement parks, healthcare facilities, educational facilities, and other institutions throughout Pennsylvania and the Mid-Atlantic region. For over 100 years, Feasers and its employees have committed themselves to making customer service their highest priority. Feasers works hard to provide customers with the products they require, delivered by their helpful fleet drivers. Feasers is large enough to serve and small enough to care. For more information, call 800-326-2828 or Feasers.com.
ROG Orthodontics is the proud official partner of the ROG Orthodontics Fightin' Phils Kids Club. Join today at Fightins.com to get your free ROG Orthodontics Kids Club t-shirt and visit FantasticSmiles.com for more information on all the great work that ROG Orthodontics provides. ROG Orthodontics and the Reading Fightin' Phils, 2 great hometown partners.
Well, quick 1-2-3 inning of work for Morales in the 4th, and it's going to be a quick first out in the bottom half. Matt Kroon on the first offering sends it over to Fermin, who sends it on to first, and that is one away. So here is Luke Miller now with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. This is kind of the midpoint, verging into the back part of this 7-inning contest. Reading leads by 2 right now thanks to Josh Stevens' 2-run blast in the 3rd. Reading looking to capitalize a little bit more on that. This is game number 4 of the 6-game set. They've dropped 3 in a row to Akron. And the first pitch to Luke Miller. Inside for a ball. It's got a big gap in the middle to work with. Battenfield sends another offering downstairs, ball 2. The shortstop, Rocchio, playing a bit closer to third as a called strike comes into Miller. Battenfield seems to have his momentum. Miller grounds this one to third. Another offering by Fermin across the diamond, and there's 2 outs.
The catcher, number 37, Jack Conley.
Here's Jack Conley, reached on a fielder's choice back in the second. But still looking for his first hit today. I imagine that Colby Fitch will catch game number 2. Usually don't have a catcher do double-header games. But with the designated hitter, we could see Conley in game number 2. Short bench for Reading, as Chris Cornelius and Colby Fitch currently the only 2 players on the bench, and not much to work with. Conley takes the called strike, and then a ball down and away. Another offering downstairs. And now it's ball number 2. Morales, because he had such a quick top of the 4th, is only at 63 pitches when he goes in for the 5th. So a lot of room to work with. See if we can get 6 out of him. And by we, I mean Sean Williams, the manager. And Battenfield, 55 pitches here, 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the 2-2 to Conley, ground ball left side. This one is foul, though. Wouldn't that be something if we had 3 ground outs to third? But I'd like to see the inning go a little bit longer than that. And I think Jack Conley would as well. Here's the 2-2 from Peyton Battenfield. Ripped down the third baseline, foul once again. So we'll go again. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Reading 2 runs on 3 hits. Akron no runs on 2 hits. They've made an error in the field. Another 2-2 offering coming in from Battenfield. Ground ball to Fermin across the diamond. And 3 straight ground outs to third base from Reading. Don't want to say I called that because a quick 1-2-3 inning is sad for Reading's offense. But nevertheless, they are up by 2 as we go into the 5th. And Francisco Morales is going to come back out for another inning of work.
The Fightin' Phils know who to call for trash and recycling services. A proven winner, JP Mascaro & Sons. The industry leader for over 50 years. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. That's JP Mascaro & Sons, one of the top companies in its industry. Trash and recycling services for home, business, and industry. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO. JP Mascaro & Sons, ready to serve you.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
It's summer. Time to trade hibernation for liberation. Couch time for tan lines. The sunshine and good times are waiting, so it's time to go the distance in a car you can depend on. Kia, backed by our 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Summer's calling. How will you answer? Kia, movement that inspires. Hurry into your local Kia dealer today for great deals on our exciting lineup of vehicles built for summer.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty program refers to a limited powertrain warranty. See retailer for warranty details.
Into the top of the 5th we go. 7-inning contest here in Game 1 of the doubleheader, and it's the Reading Fightin' Phils who are leading over the Akron RubberDucks by 2. Josh Stevens slammed a home run, a 2-run shot, back in the 3rd. Both teams shut down 1, 2, 3 in the 4th, so a quick through the 4th we go into the top of the 5th, and Morales is going to start it off with a ball to Jonathan Engelman. Through 4, the righty 63 pitches and Battenfield 60 pitches, so very close in action here, but 2 runs of support for Francisco Morales. Both pitchers have to get through 5, even in a shortened contest, to be in line for a decision. Well, a win. You can get the loss with any amount of pitching. And Engelman's going to line this one to left, and it is foul, says Kelvis Velez at third, probably by just a little bit, but very aggressive in his foul call. And Engelman, who was already around first, is going to have to go back with 2 strikes. Ball outside, and it's a full count here to Jonathan Engelman in the top of the 5th inning. Morales has 2 1-2-3 innings so far. High, and it's ball 4. So Engelman, a free pass down to first, and there's a runner on with nobody out for Marcos Gonzalez. Nice crowd here for game 1 of a doubleheader. Actually, a beautiful afternoon into evening in Reading, Pennsylvania. 94 off the hands of Morales inside for a ball. Miller's holding on Engelman at first, but Morales comes home. Sky-high pop-up. Conley comes over, but he runs out of real estate as this is going to enter the stands. A woman rips off her cap to try to catch the ball, but it bounces away from her. And a good chase for a foul ball ensues in in box 2, that's what we call him, here in the main grandstand at FirstEnergy Stadium. Just kind of up the first baseline. This one, bullet out to left field. There is nothing Josh Stephen can do, and that'll tie up this ball game at 2 as Marcos Gonzalez, a 2-run blast here in the top of the 5th, knocks this game up at 2. That's his 2nd home run of the series as he and Engelman cross the plate. And there's no outs in the 5th for Francisco Morales and the Fightin' Phils. And we'll go back to the top of Akron's order with Stephen Kwan. We're knotted up at 2 now. Both teams have 3 hits apiece, though Akron 1 error on the field. Kwan takes a first pitch strike. Right behind second, this pop-up will go. Bryson Stott tracking back, and that's out number 1. Sun right ahead over the field, the entire field in bright sun, except for just a small portion of the backstop area. But we'll see that start to be an interesting piece of the puzzle as it starts to set over the ballpark. Inside Rocchio, 1-0 the count. Wind still pushing in from left field. Ground ball. Stott again over to first, and that's 2 away.
The catcher, number 10, Brian Lavastida.
Brian Lavastida now up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a double. 2 outs for Morales now, but 2 runs already scored off that blast from Gonzalez. And we're all tied up in the top of the 5th. First offering is in the dirt, ball 1. The Phillies, though, have taken a 2-run lead over the Reds. JT Realmuto smacked in a run. Lavastida checks his swing, but he does not go around. And they're in the top of the 7th. That is a 9-inning game there. Hector Neris coming in for the Phillies to relieve Matt Moore, who had a stellar start for Philadelphia. Now Morales gets a swinging strike out of Lavastida. 6 innings of scoreless and hitless baseball from Matt Moore. 8 strikeouts. I don't think they could have asked for more from Moore. And I think they got way more than they were expecting out of him today. Morales on the inside corner. That's ball 4. And so this inning will continue as he walks a runner down to first. And Monasterio, who's due for a hit, 0 for 2 today, heads up to face Morales. Do see some light stretching in Reading's bullpen going on, and there is somebody throwing over on Akron's side. Righty on righty matchup. Going is the runner. The throw from Conley's on the wrong side of the base. And so Lavastida in cleanly. Don't often see the catcher going for second with 2 outs on the board, but I guess try to put the team up on top with a tie ball game at 2. That is Lavastida's. Want to make sure I get the right line for you. 2nd stolen base of the season. Monasterio takes a called strike, and it's 1-1. 2 outs, but a runner in scoring position. And now we do see somebody throwing over for Reading. Looks like Zach Warren, maybe. Morales below the knees. 2 balls, 1 strike. Both Lehigh Valley and Jersey Shore 6:05 starts. Both teams are on the road. Morales looks back at second. Now he's going to come home. A liner that gets past the diving Bryson Stott. This will score the go-ahead run for Akron. The double and the tag from Madison Stokes gets him at second. The run will cross. So it is 3-2, but Reading is going to get out of the inning. A beautiful throw from the outfield to tag Monasterio trying to take an extra base. And that'll get Reading out of the inning, but 3 runs come on the board for Akron, and they lead by 1 now going into the home half of the 5th inning at FirstEnergy Stadium.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz-Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz-Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz-Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils. The Reading Fightin' Phils are proud to partner with Humane Pennsylvania throughout the 2021 season. Humane Pennsylvania is the region's premier leader in animal welfare and empowers the people in our communities to increase their capacity to care for animals so that all animals are safe, healthy, and treated humanely. Humane Pennsylvania is proud to be a Fiesta Friday and Bark in the Park sponsor. Learn more about Humane Pennsylvania and how you can help build the best community anywhere to be an animal by visiting humanepa.org.
To enjoy a perfectly crafted 1893 from the makers of Pepsi Cola, you must first appreciate its carefully selected ingredients. A dash of cola nut extract, a hint of real sugar, a splash of sparkling water, and a generous amount of attractive spokesperson. Trust me, I'm gorgeous. Cheers to 1893 boldly blended colas, a delicious balancing act of premium ingredients from the makers of Pepsi Cola.
Call to the Alvernia University Golden Wolves bullpen here in the bottom of the 5th as Peyton Battenfield hands the ball over to Nick Enright for the bottom of the 5th inning. The RubberDucks put on 3 runs in the top half, so they currently lead by 1. A 2-run home run from Marcos Gonzalez and an RBI single from Andrew Monasterio puts the Akron RubberDucks up. A great outfield assist by Jalen Ortiz to throw the runner out at second. A great swipe tag by Madison Stokes to finish off the play. And so that's how Reading got out of the 5th. So they trail by 1 now. But we'll start off with the number 9 hitter, Oscar Gonzalez, who struck out looking in his first at-bat. And then we'll go back to the top of the order, which has really been producing these past few games. And we'll see the first offering from Nick Enright here in relief to Gonzalez. Comes home to the designated hitter, pops the first pitch, foul. The final line on Battenfield, 4 innings of work, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts for a total of 59 pitches, I do believe. Morales' day will be done after 5. Gonzalez, a pop-up into the outfield. Engelman can't get there in time, and a base knock from the designated hitter to start off the 5th inning puts the tying run on first. And he just put that right in an unreachable spot for Engelman in right field. Just, a couple feet near the right field line. Didn't have enough time to get over. And a big hit by Gonzalez to start off the bottom of the 5th inning. So the tying run for Reading now on first. The go-ahead run, and Madison Stokes is up at the plate. He's been on base twice, both with free passes, an error, and a walk. Takes the first pitch inside. Reading looking to attack the reliever, Nick Enright. The righty has to turn around and look back at first. On the third base side of the rubber, he'll come home to Stokes. There's strike number 1. With no outs on the board, even if Stokes just can get this runner into scoring position, that'll be a good start here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Enright comes home. Stokes chases. That's strike number 2. Enright drafted in the 20th round back in 2019 out of Virginia Tech. Spent time in rookie ball back in 2019. Did not play in 2020. Comes home near the face of Stokes. Stokes backs away, and it's ball number 2. Runner on first. Enright comes home. Ground ball left side. It's hot. And they go to make the play at second. Could have been a double play. The ball rolls into the outfield. Coming to third is Gonzalez. Madison Stokes is going to get tagged out at second as he tries to swipe 2. But the tying run is on third base in what should have been a double play ball. Actually gets the tying run in scoring position. And even though Stokes gets out at second, he does get a runner closer to scoring. Probably kicking himself there because very bittersweet. Moves the runner over, but gets tagged out at second. And here's Bryson Stott. All he's got to do is put the ball in the outfield to knot us up at 3. Take a first pitch downstairs, though, ball number 1. 1 out on the board here in the bottom of the 5th. The infield is going to step way in. Try to preserve the run at the plate. And they'll be giving up the opportunity to turn 2 in any way, shape, or form. Stott takes a called strike, 1-1. Stott checks his swing, but it's a called strike 2. On deck, Jalen Ortiz reached on a fielder's choice and then scored on Stevens' home run. Infield's going to take a step back with 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. Bryson Stott pokes it foul, and we'll continue on again.
Everybody clap your hands.
And he sends it sky high. It's going to come onto the roof, though. And he'll get another opportunity to bat. that play is going to go in as a fielder's choice for Stokes because they should have gotten the out at second, but instead it's a throwing error on Fermin that allows Gonzalez to reach third. And then the second baseman through to the shortstop to tag out Stokes at the plate. Or at second, excuse me. Bryson Stott, another foul ball as he's battling against Nick Enright with a runner on third and one out. Reading looking to tie up this ball game. And Bryson Stott, an RBI single into left, will tie this ball game up at 3. The number 2 prospect for Reading delivers. And he lands himself on first base as he sends home Oscar Gonzalez. We're up at 3, and Reading has a chance to put themselves on top here as Jalen Ortiz heads up with a runner on first and one away. Ortiz in the righty batter's box from the righty Enright. Fouls it back to see Colton Eastman warming up in the bullpen for Reading. He came off the injured list today, which he was put back on June 15th. So it'll be nice to see him back in action. Ortiz looks to get out of the way of this pitch, but clips it with the end of his bat. Ball way inside, though, comes off as a strike, and he's down 0-2. Pickoff attempt as Bryson Stott has to dive back into first in time, though. Runner on first, one away. We're all knotted up at 3 right now. Ortiz gets a piece of it, and he'll keep his 0-2 count. Reading 5 hits, Akron 4, but what has done Akron in is the 2 errors by Jose Fermin over at third base. Here's the 0-2 to Ortiz, another foul ball. They're really working off of Enright here. He's already up to 18 pitches and just has 1 out on the board in this half inning. And Ortiz is going to strike out swinging. 93 from Nick Enright. And that'll be 2 away now for Josh Stephen. He's already had a long ball today that put Reading up early. This will be perfect opportunity for them to try to take the lead once more. Going is Bryson Stott. Here's the throw. He slides in time, keeps his leg on the bag. He keeps his left leg as he kind of overslides just a little bit, but probably for the best there is he slid right through the legs of the shortstop Rocchio and in safely. So he'll put himself in scoring position now for Josh Stephen, and that is Bryson Stott's 3rd stolen base of the season. A big pickup there as Stephen takes a ball. Enright takes a deep breath. Now he'll come home inside. A good block by Lavacita by behind the plate, showing why he's a top prospect in the Indians organization. Runner on second and 2 away. Enright leans over. Looks back at Bryson Stott. Now he'll come home. The 2-0 is a called strike. Avesita gives Enright the sign. The 2-1 becomes the 3-1 as Josh Stephen holds off on a pitch in the dirt. After Stephen, it will be Granny Kumana. Popped up twice. And Josh Stephen is going to take a minute to step out of the batter's box. Enright slowing down, pitching out of the stretch here. The infield back deep for Josh Stephen. The go-ahead run and Bryson Stott on second. Here's the 3-1. It's a called strike on the outside corner. A full count here to Josh Stephen now with 2 outs. And the full count pitch is missed upstairs. Josh Stephen continues this inning by walking to first. And Reading will have first and second with 2 outs here for Granny Kumana, who has an opportunity to blow this game wide open for Reading. And now we will see a visit from the pitching coach, Owen Dew, for the Akron RubberDucks. Out on second, Bryson Stott. Over at first is Josh Stephen. There's 2 outs on the board for Reading. This is a tie ball game. And finally, Dew will head back into the dugout as runners set up on first and second for Reading. Manager Sean Williams ready to wave them around as Granny Kumana will step in the righty batter's box to face Nick Enright. Here's the offering. It's a called strike. Bryson Stott out on second. He singled and then stole a bag. Josh Stephen walked his way to first. Kumana takes a moment before stepping back in. Infield back deep here. Enright kicks and fires. Kumana will take strike number 2. Upstairs, and that's ball number 1. 2 outs on the board. Reading 3 runs on 5 hits. Akron 3 runs on 4 hits. They've made 2 errors in the field, both by the third baseman Jose Fermin, both throwing errors. And Reading trying to capitalize here in the bottom of the 5th. Kumana stays alive with a foul ball. Reading 2 on and 2 out in this tied ball game. 7 innings today in game number 1 of this doubleheader, so we only have 7 to work with, unless of course tied, and then we'll keep going. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kumana, a diving Fermin, comes up with it, but Kumana runs it out. He doesn't even make a throw, doesn't want to throw it away this time. And it'll be a base hit from Granny Kumana as Stott shifts to third and Stephen to second. He loads the bases with a single, an infield single. Didn't get into the outfield as Fermin stopped it, but chose to hang on to it as Granny was speedy down the first base line. And the bases are loaded here for Matt Kroon. And I do believe his family is in attendance here today. Actually, I know they are because I can see them. Ball number 1 in the dirt. He also went to Oklahoma State, as did Peyton Battenfield. Swing and a miss. Strike number 1 for Matt Kroon. Bases loaded here in a tie ball game. Reading looking to blow this wide open. And a foul tip there. Just slightly up the first base line, but foul by Matt Kroon. That's strike number 2. Bases loaded for Reading. We're tied up at 3 in the bottom of the 5th. There's 2 outs on the board. Stott at third. Steven at second, Kumana at first. Here's the offering to Matt Kroon. He pokes it into right field going back. Engelman, he can't catch it. 2-run score as Matt Kroon heads for second. And it is 5-3 here as Matt Kroon doubles in 2 runs. A big hit by Matt Kroon, his first of the day. His 5th double of the season. And that will prompt a pitching change as manager Ruglis Odor heads out to the mound and takes the ball away from Nick Enright. Reading leads by 2 here. We're going to take a short break for this pitching change before coming back in the 5th.
Unlike any other area at FirstEnergy Stadium, the Stadium 61 dugout suite puts you at the closest seat to the action on field, located just feet away from the diamond on the first base side. With covered seating, ability and motion accessible seating, and the most unique view around, your group will thank you over and over again for a one-of-a-kind experience. Tickets for the dugout suite are $27 and include options to add food or drink packages. For the first time ever, the Reading Fightin' Phils are pleased to present you their classic game program all electronically. This program has information on the coaching staff, player rosters, and front office staff. It also includes featured stories and alumni reports, all on the favorite guys who spent their time in baseball town. Visit rphils.com/programs to check it out.
Purchase a bank of tickets to be used throughout the Fightin' Phils season. The Flex Bank lets you use the number of tickets you need when you need them. You will have an online Flex Bank account which allows you to use your bank of tickets or vouchers to redeem for game tickets whenever you need them. You can also reserve your game tickets from your Flex Bank by contacting the ticket office or redeeming in person at the stadium. Visit rphils.com or call the office at 610-370-BALL for more information about the Flex Bank ticket packages and all the exciting ways you can get tickets to a FirstEnergy Stadium-Game.
An incredible 2-run double from Matt Kroon puts the Fightin' Phils on top here in the bottom of the 5th, 5-3. And his family went wild in the crowd. His father, actually a former big leaguer, Mark Kroon, was drafted by the Mets in the 2nd round in 1991 and was a big league pitcher for 4 years. And Matt Kroon working his way up the system in Philadelphia right now and is clearly impressed here in Double-A, coming back from an injury this season, and is just trying to make the most of the final games left in 2021. So 2 runners on with 2 outs. A pitching change. Luke Miller goes up the middle, ranging over Monasterio over to first, and he comes off the bag as 2-run score. Matt Kroon slides home, and they weren't even looking. It is 7-3 Reading. And we'll see how they score that. I believe it'll be a base hit to Miller as the throw just not in time. Thomas Bonticelli is the reliever coming in for Nick Enright. And Reading will put up a 5 spot here in the bottom of the 5th. They lead by 4 now, 7-3, as Luke Miller bats in another 2 runs. And here's Jack Conley as they bat through the order. Runner on first, and Ponticelli is going to go over there, but Miller able to dive back. And that is going to go in as a single, a soft ground ball to the second baseman. And it was Great heads-up running by Matt Kroon to be in tune enough to know that everybody was looking over at first. Everybody thought the play was being made, and he's running on contact with 2 outs. So he's already, catching up to Kumana as best as he can and comes home. This ball bounces off of the catcher, Lavasita. Seems a little bit shaken up as the manager takes a couple steps out of the dugout, but Lavasita trying to shake it off now. And the umpire's going to give him some extra time. They're going to wipe off the dirt off home plate. They're going to bring out some extra baseballs, just give Lavasita some time. So you don't realize how hot those pitches are coming in. Reading up 7-3 here in game 1 of this doubleheader. Put up a 5 spot so far in the bottom of the 5th. Ground ball left side. They'll get the easy out at second. And that'll do it. We go into the top of the 6th. Reading leads by 4 as they bat through the order.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are proud to partner with Mao Beer throughout the 2021 season. Mao Beer and Mao Cinco Estrellas Lager, which is available in the Stadium Plaza Bar, has 128 amazing years of brewing history. Founded in 1890 in Spain, Mao Beer has always been there to satisfy the most demanding taste buds. Make sure to pick up Mao Beer and Mao Cinco Estrellas Lager at FirstEnergy Stadium at our Plaza Bar throughout the 2021 season and at your local retailer. Mao Beer is a proud partner of the Reading Fightin' Phils and all 2021 Fiesta Friday celebration games. Mao Beer, the 5-star taste and the quintessential beer from Madrid. Please drink responsibly.
At Savage 61, our goal is to assist you in making a confident decision. Our friendly, professional staff members are available to answer your questions and listen to your needs. Whether you're shopping for a new or pre-owned vehicle, we're ready to help you with your search. Visit our dealership at Pottsville Pike today. Fastball, curveball, slider, it's the pitcher's grips that make the difference. And when it comes to cornering, braking, and traction, CJ's Tires and Automotives can improve your car's grip with a new set of Hankook tires. Hankook tires are known for great handling and reliability mile after mile. Together, Hankook Tires and CJ's are your winning team. So whatever your vehicle needs, an oil change, state inspection, brakes, alignments, or Hankook tires, trust CJ's Tires and Automotives in Fairless Hills. CJ Tires and Automotives. They really are better, faster, and more affordable.
You gotta love the resilience of this Reading Fightin' Phils team. They're down by 1 after the RubberDucks put up 3 in the top of the 5th. They tie it up. And then not only did they tie it up, they put themselves on top by 3. 5 runs in the bottom of the 5th off of 5 hits, capitalizing off of an Akron error. And Matt Kroon coming up with a big 2-out, 2 RBI double. And so Francisco Morales is going to hand off the ball to Colton Eastman. This is his first appearance since June 11th. He was having a great start, 2 innings, no hits, no runs, but was batting and went in for a bunt and bunted it off of his finger. And so he fractured his right index finger. He's been out for a while, and that's tough to come back from because you can't grip a baseball since he's a righty. So he was using other things. They used bands to try to keep simulating that motion, towels, and keeping him in, as best a shape as they could. And then while he was cleared to play after coming back from that fractured, got to give him some time to work back into being able to throw again. So they'll not only do they do that, then they'll start him back as a reliever and hopefully build him back to a starter in the same way they did with James MacArthur. So he'll come out with some run support, which is probably nice for his first appearance in, 2 months. So he's got 4 runs of support here in the top of the 6th. And he's going to battle against Bo Naylor right now. 2 balls and then a foul ball from Naylor makes it 2-1. The righty is going to take a deep breath as Naylor calls time. He'll step out of the batter's box. Infield back deep here. Naylor 1 for 2 today. Good frame by Conley, but they don't get the called strike, so it's 3-1. Eastman was panning out really well for the Fightin Phils. Had a couple of scoreless appearances, a couple of one-run appearances. He was a part of that piggyback system at the beginning of the season. But I think they're hoping to get him back into that starter role when he can work up to it. He's going to walk Naylor to start off this 6. He's going to have some wiggle room here as Reading's ahead by 4, but not much, especially, he's on a limit with a pitch count coming back from the injury. And here's Jose Fermin. 0 for 1 with a walk. Might be a little bit riled up. He's made 2 errors in the field, which have been very costly. Not so much the first one, but the second one that continued on the bottom of the 5th for Reading. And Eastman's going to start him off with a called strike. Then he'll come down and away for ball number 1. More fans starting to pack in here as game 2 will occur 30 minutes after the final out of game number 1, but there'll be lots of festivities going on in those 30 minutes to look out for. 1 ball, 1 strike comes in a little bit low. Eastman takes a deep breath. Now he comes home, gets a swing and a miss out of Fermin. It's 2-2. Earlier this week, I want to say maybe it was Tuesday, could have been Wednesday, Eastman threw live BP to batters, said it went well. And Tyler Phillips has been here. He's on the developmental list, but he's been working with the Fightin's pitching staff. They took him in that Rangers trade. Well, they picked him up after he was designated for assignment by the Rangers. Fermin stays alive. He fouls one back. That's brought to you by Pennsylvania Insurance Fraud Prevention Authority. Only weasels commit insurance fraud. Visit don'tbeaweasel.com today. Runner on first with nobody out. Eastman's got a 2-2 count here. And he comes home, swing and a miss. And he picks up his first strikeout since June 11th. And that is out number 1 here in the 6th. And for those of you that don't know, live BP is when pitchers will, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's when pitchers will throw to batters. Usually, you throw when you're getting ready for a game, or you're a regular pitcher, you'll throw a bullpen. So you'll just, 30 pitches over in the bullpen just to work on your repertoire, keep things in check. And usually batters will just take regular batters either off of batting practice, either off of the coaches. Sean, Tyler Henson, Nair Luis Martinez will throw BP, or you'll take it off of the machine. But when a pitcher is usually coming back from injury or has not thrown to actual batters in a long time, they'll simulate a game. So they'll have, Jack Conley, Colby Fitch behind the plate. They'll be up on the mound, regular situation, and they'll have batters come in and hit off him as Will Brennan puts this one up the third base line. Kroon is going to eat it instead of throwing it over to first. It was a perfect bunt, actually, by Brennan. And he'll put himself on first, shifting Naylor to second. And there's 2 on, 1 out now for Jonathan Engelman. So you get a couple batters up. I think, Chris Cornelius was participating. They'll go in. They'll swing. They'll try to get hits off of whoever's throwing. Sometimes they won't swing. Sometimes they'll just stand there as, a reference. But I think in Eastman's case, they were trying to hit off him. And it went well. And so comes off the injured list earlier today. And he's fighting in here in the top of the 6th. 2 on, 1 out. But he's got the bottom of the order with Jonathan Engelman, who has scored 2 of the 3 runs today. And right now, he's at 13 pitches in relief. I imagine they'll probably give him about 30. Both of them taking a long time to decide. Every time Engelman steps in, Eastman steps off, and Eastman steps on, and Engelman steps off. They're both trying to mess up each other's rhythm. But now they're both in. 2 runs on, 1 out. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt. 1-0. To my knowledge, Sir Anthony Dominguez, who's here on a Major League rehab assignment, will be throwing in relief in tomorrow's game. So as far as I know, Dominguez, if you're listening here on the broadcast, will be throwing tomorrow, or at least that's what I'm told. Eastman comes home to Engelman, a called strike. Akron 3 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors in the field. Reading 7 runs on 8 hits. They've made no errors. Stokes keeping an eye on Naylor at second. This is grounded foul, and that's strike number 2. Engelman batting .211 here with the AA RubberDucks. And there's nobody warming in the bullpen for Akron, so it does seem like they'll go with Ponticelli in this bottom half. This is a pop-up in foul territory. Luke Miller coming over, but he's going to run out of real estate as it ends up in the grandstand. Nothing he could do about it. Engelman will stay with 2 strikes. And the final line on Morales, 5 innings of work, 4 hits, 3 runs, they're all earned, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts on a total of 85 pitches. Eastman comes home with the 1-2, again popped up into foul territory. Field is still in the sun, and there's still some shade in the backstop. And yesterday's sunset was 8:02, so today it'll be about the same time. Wind still pushing in from left, but the clouds have dissipated. No more clouds. Here's the 1-2 again from Eastman. Ground ball, slow roller up third. Matt Kroon on the run over to first. It's not in time. A good play by Kroon. A perfect throw, but just too slow off the bat from Engelman. And he gets on with a base hit, and that will load the bases now. So the tying run heading up to the plate in Marcos Gonzalez. He's already had a home run in today's contest. He's had 2 in the series and 6 this season. And the bases are loaded here for Eastman and the Reading Fightin' Phils. They're up by 4. They're trying to preserve their lead. Eastman comes home to Gonzalez for a called strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Just a couple of unlucky plays there for Eastman. The great bunt down by Brennan, and then the slow roller from Engelman. Nothing hard hit. Down and away, Jack Conley, a good slide over to stop the ball. And it's 1-2 now. 1 out on the board. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Reading leads by 4, but the bases are loaded from Akron. Eastman comes home down and away again, and it's 2-2. And strike 3 as Gonzalez chases. And that'll be out number 2 from Eastman. Both of his outs have come from strikeouts. And the bases will still be loaded as we go back to the top of the order with Stephen Kwan. He's 0 for 3. Kwan, back-to-back 2-hit games for the outfielder. Eastman comes home outside, ball one. Naylor on third, Brennan on second, Engelman on first. Eastman kicks and fires, ground ball right side, coming over Miller. He's going to throw it to Eastman himself. He'll step on the bag and retire the side. He loads the bases, but he gets the job done as he puts a 0 on the scoreboard in his first inning since June 11th. And Colton Eastman has come back from injury this season. We're proud to see it as he puts up a scoreless frame and keeps the Fightins up 7-3 as we go into the bottom of the sixth.
Better pitching, faster base runners, and more runs batted in usually beats the competition. At CJ's Tire and Automotive, better selection, faster service, and more affordable options always beats the competition. When it comes to tires, CJ's MVP choice is a new set of Falken tires. Falken tires are known for handling, reliability, and value. And for more than 50 years, CJ's has been helping customers find the right tires at the right price. Together, Falken Tires and CJ's are a winning team. Stop in any time at your local CJ's or shop online at cjtires.com. CJ Tires and Automotive. Better, faster, and more reliable.
We've been privileged at ROG Orthodontics to be part of the local community for over 60 years, creating generations of fantastic smiles.
We're honored to be voted the #1 orthodontist year after year, and proud to be the top Invisalign provider in the region.
We passionately believe we're changing lives every day right here in the community where we live.
We offer interest-free, flexible payment plans
and provide monthly scholarship programs for free braces.
Be sure to check out our magnet contest to win free braces.
We love seeing our patients' successes, knowing we had a part in changing lives.
One fantastic smile at a time.
Savage 61 is a proud sponsor of Fiesta Fridays. Enjoy an R-Phil's game, great food, music, and entertainment. The team will play as Los Luchadores de Reading Latino Tribute uniforms. Visit Timmy Profit and Savage 61 Pennsylvania's most awarded dealership for all your automotive needs.
Well, Ponticelli will stay on after coming in and getting one out in the bottom of the fifth. And Oscar Gonzalez, the #9 hitter for Reading, is going to lead us off. They retain their 7-3 lead. Colton Eastman puts up a 0 after loading the bases. And Reading will have to shut them down in the top of the 7th. But first, they'll get to bat here. Gonzalez pokes one up the first baseline, but it's foul. Four pitches for Ponticelli to get that out in the 5th. And so he's back here in the 6th. Reading batted through the order, so Gonzalez led off the 5th. Now he'll lead off the 6th. He takes strike number 2, and he's down in the count. Phillies are up 5-1. Bryce Harper tripled in the bottom of the 8th to plate their 5th run, and Gonzalez is going to get another hit as he sends this one back up the middle, and he'll drop it in front of Brennan. A 2-hit day for the designated hitter who has not played above rookie ball before this week, which you don't understand how impressive that is. This is the make or break. This is a whole different level of competition here in Double-A, and he has stepped up to the plate big time when Reading has really needed him. So he'll start off the 6th with a runner on first, and we're back to the top of the order with Madison Stokes. And everybody in the starting 9 has reached one way or another. Madison Stokes has somehow reached 3 times without recording a hit. An error, a walk, and a fielder's choice. And he'll take a first pitch strike. Gonzalez is going to hold on Gonzalez at first, Marcos and Oscar. So Stokes has a good amount of room on the right side of the infield if he can poke it the other way. Ponticelli comes home. He'll send it high in the sky. Engelman has it in right. He sticks his glove in the air and he doesn't move a step. Makes one of those sandlot catches out in right field for out number 1. Here's Bryson Stott. Had a clutch base hit in the 5th that tied up this ball game. And really what started it off in the 5th that led the Fightins to score 5 runs and take a lead over Akron. He'll send the first one into foul territory. Bounces in the stands. A good hustle for it. Gets scrappy in the stands. Runner on first, one away. Stott sends this one into right field. Engelman does have to take a few steps in this time, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. Jalen Ortiz, 1 for 3 today with a pair of strikeouts. Will head up to the plate with 2 outs now and a runner on first. I do believe Kyle Dowie will be the one coming in the top of the 7th. Reading's up by 4, so 3 runs or less is a safe situation, and the 7th is the last inning of work here since we're playing game 1 of a doubleheader. And Reading is the home team, so they will not bat in the bottom half if they retain their lead. Ground ball left side is foul. With 2 outs, Gonzalez going on contact was halfway to second. Reading 7 runs on 9 hits. Akron 3 runs on 6 hits. They've made 2 errors. And in game number 2, Akron's going to start the lefty, Tanner Tully, while Reading is going to go with their newly acquired Hans Kraus. He was stellar in his first organizational outing, 5 hits of scoreless baseball, as Ortiz takes strike number 2. So really excited for that game number 2, especially if they can hold off for a win here in game number 1. Runner on first, there's 1 out. Ortiz takes a pitch upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ponticelli to Ortiz, and that's a called strike 3. It's up high. It's by the letters, but it's strike number 3, and that will end the inning after a leadoff single to Gonzalez. Reading holds their 4-run lead. We'll head to the top of the 7th, which is essentially the top of the 9th here with a new pitcher in just a moment.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are proud to partner with the Berks County Mental Health Developmental Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and the prevention of suicide. With 3 simple words, are you okay? The hope is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide affects and hurts everyone, but help is here, and we'll work together to raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-236-0530. That's 610-236-0530. The Fightin' Phils know who to call for trash and recycling services. A proven winner, J.P. Mascaro & Sons, the industry leader for over 50 years. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. That's J.P. Mascaro & Sons, one of the top companies in its industry. Trash and recycling services for home, business, and industry. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO. J.P. Mascaro & Sons, ready to serve you.
Reading's on top 7-3 here in the top of the 7th. And the Phillies are on top 6-1. Andrew McCutcheon, a solo home run to put the Philadelphia Phillies on top of the Reds. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning, but we're in the top of the 7th, which is kind of like the top of the 9th since it's game 1 of the doubleheader. And Reading will call upon Kyle Dowie to try to close things out. His last 5 appearances have been scoreless, which is pretty impressive. 7 2/3. Innings of scoreless work, and throughout that time only allowed 2 hits, which is also impressive. Not only scoreless, but dominant. I would go as far as to say dominant. And 14 strikeouts over that stretch as well. So he comes in today with a 4-run lead. He'll try to shut down the RubberDucks for Reading's first win. A liner is going to drop on side of Steven. That was smoked into the outfield, but he plays it really well off the wall. And what should have been an extra base hit to Rocchio just turns into a single. But the RubberDucks will start off the top of the 7th with the base runner on first. And nobody out. Here's Brian Lavastida. Excluding Hans Kraus, who has a 0.00 ERA, Kyle Dowie, one of the lowest ERAs on the team, 2.49 in 25 and a third innings of work, has recorded 1 save. And I'll send a ball outside to Lavastida. The lefty Dowie has a good view of the runner on first. He's going, but it's a foul ball, and so he'll have to go back. That's strike number 1. Rocchio, 0 stolen bases since coming here to Double-A. And Dowie kicks and fires. He doesn't go this time. It's a ball inside, 3-1. This is the heart of Akron's order, the 2, 3, and 4 up in order. Lavastida batting .395. Since being called up to Double-A, Dowie comes home. And that is ball number 4 below the knees. The crowd booing. Home plate umpire Brian DeBrouwer. And so Rocchio will shift to second as Lavastida takes first on a free pass, and with 2 on and nobody out, here is Andrew Monastero. One for 3 today. But Jalen Ortiz throw him out at second. A good swipe tag by Madison Stokes. That was to end the 5th inning. Rocchio on second, Lavastida on third. And Dowie's going to get Monasterio to foul it back. Infield playing straight up here against the righty bat. The lefty comes home a little bit low. Ball 1. Kyle Dowie has been with Reading since June 12th, started the season in AAA, and then went to the developmental league, work on some things, and since then has been absolutely elite. A late-end reliever, if not the final guy to come in. He'll get a strike to Monasterio. 1-2 now the count. He's looking for his first out here. And he's not given up a run since July 21st. Takes a deep breath. The lefty looks back at second, comes home, and a called strike 3. And it was upstairs, but to be fair, DeBrouwer has been calling that all day. He's been calling that a strike all day. It's what got Ortiz looking, and now it gets Monasterio looking. That's his strike zone. And so there's 1 away now for Bo Naylor. Naylor will come in with 2 runners on and 1 away. Dowie leans over, he gets the sign from Jack Conley. Good crowd here to see the Fightins hopefully take game one of the doubleheader. Then the first pitch of the second game, approximately 30 minutes after the last out. So I'll set you up with that time before I sign off. Dowie kicks and fires home. It's a ball. So we'll take a break. We will cut off the air. Got to get the lineups, distribute that out. A couple other things I got to do in between games. And this one popped foul for strike number one. 93 off the hands of Kyle Dowie. We've seen him mid-range 90s pretty much all season long. He's actually another top 30 prospect here in Reading, slated at number 24. Swing and a miss, strike number two. Naylor stays alive, getting a piece of it. And we'll go again. Dowie has one of the best change-ups in the system, and it's pretty good separation from his fastball. He works with the fastball and the change-up mainly here in relief, get an inning or so of work out of the reliever. Another foul ball left side by Naylor coming over Matt Kroon, and he's going to run out of room as it ends up in the 67 club. And he also works with a wipeout slider, though we don't see that one as much. So Naylor will head back in with a 1-2 count. Fouled off 3 pitches so far here from Kyle Dowie, looking for out number 2 here in the top of the 7th. Kicks and fires home way inside, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners on, but there's only 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Our final inning of baseball, and Kyle Dowie is going to hit the right arm of Bo Naylor, and he will make the bases loaded now as Naylor heads down to first. Seems okay shaking it off. Rocchio shifting to third, and Lavastida to second. So the bases are loaded now with 1 out for Jose Fermin. Firmino for 2 with a walk today. Has made 2 errors in the field, though. We'll have the bases loaded. He'll be the tying run as he steps up to the plate. Reading up 7-3 in the final inning. The first pitch, as Dowie seems aggressive, will be fouled back for strike number 1. Seen a couple of bases loaded innings on either side. Wind pushing a little bit stronger left to right, coming inside the ballpark, though. And that should work in Dowie's favor. This one out to deep right center field, coming over Grenny Kumana. He's going to run in. Tagging is Rocchio, and he'll come home safely. So a sacrifice fly from Hermine is out number 2, does score a run. It is 7-4 here, though. I think Dowie will take the out for the run trade there. And here is Will Brennan now with runners on the corner, as Lavastida was able to shift to third as well. Naylor had to stay put on first since it was on the right side of the field. But there's 2 away now, as the lefty Brennan will face the lefty Dowie. Brennan 1 for 2, also walked, had that bunt. Back in the 6th, a hefty foul ball pops into the stands. A little bit phased, everyone, but they seem okay. A kid picks it up. All smiles over there as he gets to go home with a souvenir. Another foul ball from Brennan. And the Reading Phillies and Kyle Dowie have one strike to go to take their first victory over the Akron RubberDucks here. They're up by 3. The tying run is at the plate, but there's 2 outs on the board. Lavacita at third, Naylor at first, and Will Brennan at the plate. He's down 0-2 to Kyle Dowie. The lefty kicks and fires home, runners going, a called strike 3, and Kyle Dowie gets the job done. Reading picks up their first win of the series, and they win game 1 of the doubleheader decisively 7-4 over the Akron RubberDucks. A big win for Reading here. And we'll take a 30-minute break, so we'll see you around 7:15 for game number 2. I'm going to sign off here. Got a couple of things to get to work, and then we'll be back for game number 2. But Reading takes game number 1, 7-4 over the Akron RubberDucks here at FirstEnergy Stadium. We'll see you around 7:15 for game number 2.